a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. The Orville. The Orville is an American science fiction comedy drama series created by and starring Seth MacFarlane that premiered on Sunday, September 10, 2017. New episodes aired Thursdays on Fox during the 2017-18 season. MacFarlane stars as Ed Mercer, an officer in the Planetary Union's line of exploratory space vessels whose career took a downturn following his divorce, and who is given the titular ship as his first command, only to discover that his ex-wife, Kelly Grayson, has been assigned to be his first officer. Inspired by the television series Star Trek, the series tells the story of Mercer, Grayson, and the crew of the Orville as they embark on various diplomatic and exploratory missions. On November 2, 2017, Fox renewed the series for a second season, which is expected to premiere late in the 2018-19 season. Premise: The Orville is set on the titular USS Orville, a mid-level exploratory space vessel in the Planetary Union, a 25th-century interstellar alliance of Earth and many other planets. Development: MacFarlane originally wrote The Orville as a spec script, which was given a 13-episode order by Fox on May 4, 2016, making it the first live-action television series created by MacFarlane, as well as his first live-action starring role on television. Following the project's greenlight, MacFarlane stated, "I've wanted to do something like this show ever since I was a kid. And the timing finally feels right. I think this is gonna be something special." According to MacFarlane, The Orville was inspired by The Twilight Zone and Star Trek. He was also encouraged to sell the series due to the success of Guardians of the Galaxy and Deadpool. On November 2, 2017, Fox renewed the series for a second season. On November 15, it was reported that episode 13 of season 1 would be held back and instead air during the second season due to a gap in broadcast dates caused by the broadcaster's lengthy Christmas programming. Casting: On July 29, 2016, MacFarlane's role was revealed to be Ed Mercer, the captain of the Orville, while Adrianne Parlitsky had been cast as Kelly Grayson, Ed's ex-wife and the newly appointed first officer of the Orville, and Scott Grimes, who voices Steve Smith on American Dad, was cast as Gordon Malloy, Ed's best friend whom he hires to pilot the Orville. On August 19, Peter Macon and Jay Lee were cast as series regulars. On October 31, Holston Sage and Benny Johnson Gerald joined the cast. On December 8, Mark Jackson was cast. On April 3, 2017, Chad Earl Coleman was added as a series regular and Larry Joe Campbell was cast in a recurring role. At San Diego Comic-Con in July 2017, MacFarlane said that Charlize Theron would guest star in an episode. The two had previously co-starred in A Million Ways to Die in the West. The Orville episode 5, titled Priya, is the one in which Theron guest starred. On February 12, 2018, Jessica Zohr was cast as a regular for season 2. On February 21, Chris Johnson was cast in a recurring role. Filming: On August 24, 2016, Jon Favreau signed on to direct the pilot. Production on the pilot episode began in late 2016, and the rest of the episodes began filming on March 27, 2017. Production wrapped on August 23, 2017. Star Trek veterans Jonathan Frakes and Robert Duncan McNeil, who have directed episodes within the Star Trek franchise, have each directed an episode of The Orville. 4 episodes were directed by Brannon Braga, producer of Star Trek Voyager and co-creator of Star Trek Enterprise. Filming for the second season began on February 26, 2018. Music: The show uses a 75-piece orchestra for the music in each episode, alongside several different composers. MacFarlane said, "We score it like a movie, and we really put as much into that as we do into the effects." Critical response: The review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 20% approval rating, with an average rating of 4.57 based on 41 critical reviews. The website's consensus reads, "An odd jumble of campiness and sincerity, homage, and satire, The Orville never quite achieved liftoff. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 36 out of 100, based on 21 reviews, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. Liz Miller, writing for IndieWire, compared the series to Star Trek, calling it a ripoff and, creatively, morally, and ethically bankrupt. She criticized the lack of creativity, the blatant imitation, and was surprised that the show is uninterested in being a comedy. Tim Sett, at TV Guide, says, "The truth is, The Orville was never going to win over critics, because it's a throwback, and goes against everything modern television is. It's not that The Orville doesn't know what it wants it to be, as critics assume, it's that it wants to be a little bit of everything." Eric Kane of Forbes gave a positive review of the show with the observation that all of the optimism and sincerity and light-heartedness of Star Trek is here, and in many ways it's kind of wonderful. "I'm honestly surprised something like this exists." He says the critics were wrong and suggests their opinions are based on disliking MacFarlane and his type of humor. Audience response. In the October 15, 2017, episode of The Angry Joe Show, The Orville Mid-Season Angry Review, host Joe Vargas noted the gulf between the response to the series among critics and viewers, contrasting the Rotten Tomatoes 19% approval rating from professional critics to the 91% viewer approval rating. Vargas compared this to Star Trek Discovery, which received an 83% rating from critics, and stated, "Star Trek fans, at least the ones that watch my show, like The Orville way more than they like Star Trek Discovery." Tim Sett of TV Guide also wrote about the critic-to-viewer Rotten Tomatoes rating, noting the balance had shifted to 21-93, and that its Metacritic score was 36% approval from critics, and 82% from viewers. As a critic himself, Sett notes that, as a throwback, The Orville is an anomaly in modern television, and found showrunner David A. Goodman's admission that MacFarlane wants to vary between dramatic and comedic episodes a potentially dangerous strategy, but concedes that the show's viewers appear to like it for that reason. Ratings. After its premiere on Sunday, September 10, 2017, the show moved to Thursday nights at 9 p.m. in its first broadcast in the new time slot. The Orville became Fox's highest-rated Thursday 9 p.m. broadcast in 2 years. After taking into account DVR and vote, The Orville was Fox's most viewed drama debut since the premiere of Empire in 2015. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?